The rescue mission of Syracuse stepping up to fill another need in our community with the opening of the Alejandro Garcia Runaway and Homeless Youth House. Joining us now, the rescue mission's Chief Development Officer, Tori Shires. Tori, thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate having you.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about this. How did the rescue mission even determine that there was a need for something like this?
So back in 2012, Syracuse University did a study of local LGBTQ youth who were experiencing homelessness. And the study really determined at that time that there was a gap in services for those kids who were experiencing homelessness. They didn't really feel safe. They didn't have a great place to go at the time. And so the rescue mission kind of created a task force and decided we were going to start exploring this as a project, but then officially announced that we were going to open a shelter for youth in 2018.
Right. And then I'm sure pandemic kind of like disrupts plans and things like that a little bit. And thankfully, here we are finally today. And these things don't happen overnight. How is the house set up? And I don't need specifics as to how many bathrooms, but like what's kind of the layout? You're expecting to be able to take at any one time as many as 9 kids?
Yes. So the youth shelter will house up to 9 youth, ages 12 to 17. Okay. And each individual gets their own private bedroom. Oh. Each bedroom is outfitted with a keypad lock. So there is privacy for each child, but also allows, in the event of an emergency or in the case of any safety issues, a staff member to be able to come in and enter the room if needed. Okay. But we also have a great living area for house meetings or homework with a computer station, and a beautiful open kitchen and dining room area for community meals, again, places to do homework, gather, or even just grab a snack. Good
to know probably you're not alone, those community kind of gatherings of more than just being individual. What other kind of support does the home offer besides just what you described as far as the physical amenities of the home?
So all of our case managers and client care support staff are practice trauma-informed care, right? Okay. So they are looking to connect with these youth on a way that is truly impactful to help them out, to help them navigate what is probably one of the lowest points in their life, right? This is a kid who is experiencing homelessness. Right. So we are connecting these kids with the services that they need, whether that's counseling, whether that's making sure they are getting to their home school via the McKinney-Vento Act, and most importantly, trying to find that permanent placement for the youth.
So no matter where the home is, and we're not going to give specifics on that for just security and privacy reasons, but wherever they go to school, they can still go to that school. We'll make sure they get to their home school.
100%.
Don't disrupt them there. So,
100%. So we are encouraging all youth to go to school, during the school year. If they are not attending school, then we are encouraging them to get out throughout the day, whether that's a vocational program or maybe some sort of GED program. But we want to make sure they are staying productive while they are staying with us. But yes, for kids who are going to school, their home school is where they will continue to attend.
How do they get to the home? Do they come to you? Is it an agency? How does that work?
So we think we're going to get children in a couple different ways. The first is we know that there will be some organic reach, right? Someone might tell a friend, or they might hear about the home, and they'll end up coming in on their own. But we really do think the majority of our placements are going to come from school guidance counselors, school social workers, other community organizations like the Q Center or McMahon Ryan. So we know that there's a number of ways that these kids will find their way to us.
What would you say is, I guess, the ultimate goal? And I'm sure there's no one size fits all for sure, right? But how long would you expect a kid to stay there? And maybe the answer is as long as they need? I don't know.
So there's a couple different answers to this question. The ultimate goal is to reunite this child with a trusted adult in their life. If that's a family member, wonderful. Hopefully it's a parent, but if the parental situation is not the best place to go, perhaps it's a grandparent or an aunt or uncle or even a trusted family friend. Okay. While we're going through this process, we can extend their stay. They start with 30 days. We can extend it out up to about 120 days. The last possible resort is into the foster care system, which we're really trying to avoid under all circumstances.
Yeah, well, it's amazing work you guys are doing there, and obviously there was a need for it. Tori, we would love to have you back at some point if you want to talk a little bit more about this, but we certainly appreciate your time to at least introduce us to this. Thank you.
Thanks so much.